Welcome to the practice. We have a fun new kind of sequencing today. So we'll be working through clusters. Each cluster will have a couple of transitions, maximum 3, and we will be working through each cluster a couple of times. Repetition will help us to build the muscle memory and also to get used to the transitions. And you can use these small clusters individually in your own yoga practice and build around it and make a full yoga sequence, or you can just choose 2 or 3 clusters, or depending on how much time you have. It will be building a lot of strength in the body, and it is also kind of like a cardio flow. Have a yoga block handy. We do have a half moon transition, so if you want to use a yoga block for that, you can have that handy. And other than that, you just need a mat and some time, and let's have fun. Let's begin on all fours. Your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. Your knees are directly underneath the hips. Press the tops of your feet firmly onto the mat. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, curl your back, push the mat away from you. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round your back. 3 more. Drop your belly, exhale, round the back. Take this at the pace of your breath. Warm up your spine. Last one. Come back to neutral spine. Point your right foot and lift your right knee. Extend your left arm. On your exhale, bring your left elbow to your shoulder and right knee outside of the right hip. So, a cactus crunch. Extend to bird dog. Crunch underneath your belly. Bring your elbow and your knee to touch. Extend. Sweep your left arm behind. Bend your right leg. Grab hold of your right foot and open your chest. Release back into bird dog. Take a cactus crunch. Extend. Crunch under your belly. Extend and grab hold of your foot and open your chest. Release back, bird dog. Take a cactus crunch. Extend. Crunch under your belly. Extend and open your chest. Last one. Cactus crunch. Extend. Crunch under your belly. Extend and open your chest. Grab hold of your feet. Release back to all fours. We'll do that on the other side. Extend your left leg, point your left foot. Right hand extends alongside your ears. Next exhale, bring your right elbow on the outside of your right shoulder. Left knee on the outside of your left hip. Extend back, crunch under your belly, extend, sweep your right arm, grab hold of your left foot and open your chest, kicking into your palm. Release to neutral, cactus crunch, extend, crunch under, extend, open your chest, kick into your right palm, back to center, cactus crunch, extend and open your chest. We'll do that one more time. Cactus crunch, extend, crunch under you, extend and open your chest. Release back, all fours. Take a deep breath. Next breath, tuck your toes, lift your knee, come into a full plank. From here, we'll transition into Malasana. You can either step your feet on the outside of your hands, or you can hop into Malasana. Bring your hands alongside your ears, squeeze your glutes. Extend both your legs, come all the way up, heel to your feet towards each other and sit into your chair. Shift your weight onto your on the ball mounts of your feet. Bring your glutes to your heels, toe balance, palms come to touch. Frame your knees and jump back into plank, flow through your chaturanga, upward facing dog, come back into plank, hop forward, malasana, palms to chest. Optional to bring your hands alongside your ears, squeeze your glutes and extend your legs. Come into stand, bring your palms to chest, heel toe to bring your feet directly underneath your hips, engage your core, sit back into chair. Optional to have your hands alongside your ears, bring your hips down onto your heel, come onto your toes, a toe balance. Bring your palms on the outside of your thighs onto the mat, lean forward and hop back into plank, flow through your chaturanga, upward facing dog, come back to plank, hop forward into malasana, arms alongside your ears, squeeze your glutes, come all the way up to stand, heel toe, bring your feet directly underneath your hips, sit into chair, shift forward onto your toes, bring your glutes to rest on your heels, toe balance, bring your palms onto the mat, hop back, plank, flow through your chaturanga, upward facing dog, come all the way back into plank. Bring your right palm directly underneath your right shoulder, open up side plank, lift your left leg, left foot comes on the inside of your right inner thigh, come into a side plank tree pose, hold, left palm comes back down on the mat, keep your tree, bring your left knee down onto the mat and float your right leg. You can stay here, or if you want to play with core strength, slowly extend your left hand alongside your ears, bring your left hand back, that's a hard transition, and left shin comes parallel to the short edge, open up supported half moon, float your right leg. Bring your right foot on the outside of your left hip, you are facing the back of the mat and extend your spine. Bring your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh, take a seated twist, open your chest. Bring your left palm in line with your left hip and extend your left leg, come into a side plank with your right foot in front of your hip and bring your hips down onto the mat, extend your right hand towards the back edge of the mat, come back up, take a hip dip again, come back up, and this time bring your right knee into your chest, place it next to your left and come up into a chair. You are facing the longest side of the mat. We'll go back through the same transition. So bring your left hand in line with your left heel and extend your left leg back. So you're back into that supported side plank. Bring right hand back onto the mat. Bring your right knee down. Extend your left leg. You can bring your right foot to rest on your left thigh and hold this transition for a minute. Release your left foot down on the mat. Come back into plank. Left palm comes directly underneath your left shoulder. Open up side plank. Bring your right foot on the inside of your left thigh and hold. Keep lifting your left hip. Bring your right palm down on the mat. Square your chest to the mat. Right knee comes down. Float your left leg and hold. Right shin comes parallel to the short edge. Stack your hips. Open up supported half moon. Bring your hips down on the mat. Left foot comes on the outside of your right thigh. face the back of the mat and take a seated twist. Bring your right palm in line with your right hip and lift your hips off the mat, extend your right leg, come into a supported side plank with your left foot in front of your hips. Sink your hips towards the mat, extend your left palm towards the back edge and lift up. Sink and lift, and this one time sink and lift. This time bring your right knee towards your chest, place your right foot next to your left, come up into a chair. Bring your right palm alongside your right heel, extend your right leg back into that supported side plank. Both palms come down on the mat, step back into plank. We'll flow through that sequence once more on each side. Starting with the right, bring your right palm under the shoulder, open up side plank, bring your left foot to your right inner thigh, square to the mat, left knee comes down, float your right leg, optional to float your left arm, left shin comes parallel to the short edge, float your right leg, stack your hips, supported half moon, bring your hips, glutes down onto the mat, face the back edge, right foot comes on the outside of your left thigh, take a twist. Bring your left palm in line with your left hip, extend your left leg, supported side plank with right foot in front of your hips. Take your 3 hip dips. Come all the way up, bring your left foot next to your right, come into a chair and hold. Bring your left palm back down, come back into that supported side plank, right palm comes down onto the mat, step back plank. Bring your left palm directly underneath your left shoulder, open up side plank, right foot comes onto your left inner thigh and hold. Right palm down onto the mat, bring your right knee down, float your left leg. Optional to extend the opposite arm. Bring your right shin parallel to the short edge of the mat, stack your hips, float your back foot, supported half moon. Glutes come down onto the mat, face the back edge of the mat, left foot on the outside of your right thigh, take a seated twist. Bring your right palm in line with your right hip, come into a supported side plank with your top foot, with your left foot in front of your hips. Take 3 hip dips and lift, sink, come back up, bring your left foot next to your right, come into a chair. Bring your right palm down, extend your right leg, bring both palms down onto the mat, step back into plank, flow through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog, come all the way back, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, point your right foot, sweep your right leg, 3-legged dog. Right knee comes to chest, plant your right foot in between your palms, high crescent lunge, arms come alongside your ears, square your hips to the front of the mat. Extend your arms out in a T, from here engage your core and twist towards the right side of the mat. Bring your right palm to rest on the outside of your left thigh and take a twisted crescent lunge. Come back into a T, stay in the twist, rotate all the way facing the other longer side of the mat. So now you are in a warrior 2, plant your back foot, reverse your warrior. Arms come back out into a T. We'll go through this 5 times. So you are only pivoting on the back foot. and try to keep your front thigh parallel to the mat as much as possible. So pivot onto your back foot, on the ball mounts of your back foot, face the front of the mat, take a twisted crescent, plant your back foot, reverse your warrior. Pivot on your back foot, twisted crescent, plant your back foot, reverse your warrior. 2 more. This seems rather simple, but you'll feel the heat building up in your right glute, and I'm already sweating. Oh my God. After the 5th one, face the front of the mat, come back into your high crescent lunge, bring the back knee down, frame your front foot, untuck your back toes, extend your right leg, sit your hips back down as much as possible, flex your front foot coming into a half splits. If you can bring your glutes to rest on your back heel, come all the way back, shift forward, tuck your back toes, plant your back foot, transition into a pyramid. Make sure that both your feet are on parallel tracks. Fold from your hips. Halfway lift, tuck your back toes, bring your back knee down, shift back, half splits, shift forward, pyramid. Shift back, half splits, shift forward, pyramid. You should feel it in your back right hamstrings and your right glutes. Right. And it's so much harder to talk and do this. Fold forward into this pyramid last time. Bend your front leg, come back, high crescent lunge. Open up, warrior 2. We'll be moving through side angle, triangle and reverse triangle in this sequence. You can rest your right elbow on your right thigh, extend your left hand alongside your ears. You can use this modification, or if you have the flexibility, go all the way down, extend your left hand alongside your ears. For an extra challenge, bring your right palm to touch your left and hold your side angle. Straighten your right leg, transition into a triangle. Keep your arms in position. Come back up, stack your shoulders over your hips, reverse your triangle. We'll move through that transition 4 more times. Bend your right leg, warrior 2, transition side angle. Take whichever variation works for you today. Push through the ball mount of your right foot, extend your right leg, triangle. Come all the way up, reverse your triangle. Warrior 2, side angle. Take the transition that you like. Extend your right leg, come back up, reverse your triangle. Warrior 2, side angle, triangle and reverse. Warrior 2, side angle and reverse your triangle. Come back into warrior 2, frame your right foot and bring your right shin down onto the mat. Untuck your back toes, coming into a pigeon. This should feel really good in your right hips and in your right glutes after all that intense work. You can stay up here, walk your palms, come into a folded pigeon, or if you want a quad stretch at the back bend, you can work your back foot to your left elbow crease, extend your right hand alongside your ears and bind your hands behind you. Keep working towards squaring your chest towards the front of the mat. Keep the back of your neck long and hold. release your pigeon, step back into plank, bring your right forearm down followed by your left, hold your forearm plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk your feet towards your elbows, lift your hips and hold your dolphin. Keep working your heels down towards the mat. 3, 2, 1. Walk back into your forearm plank, bring your hips down, coming into a sphinx. Legs are active, press through the tops of your feet and pull up on your kneecaps. Pull your chest through your upper arms. Bring the palms to the corners of the mat, lift your elbows. If you want, you can widen your feet. If you feel a pinch in your back, widen your feet. Work your shoulders away from your ears. Come back down into sphinx. Bring your chest all the way down. Extend your hands alongside your ears. Bring your fingertips to touch, coming into ballerina arms. And every exhale, lift your chest, lift your legs off the mat for 5 counts. 5, 4, 3, keep the back of your neck long. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it at 1 for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Bend your back knee. Grab hold from the inside of your ankles and next exhale, lift your chest off the mat. Kick into your hands and lift up. Release all the way down. Bring your palms next to your chest, tuck your toes, push back up into plank, all the way back, downward facing dog. Point your left toes, lift your left leg, 3-legged dog. Bring your left knee into your chest, place your left foot in between your palms, come up, high crescent lunge. Open your arms out in a T. Bring your left hand towards the back edge of the mat. Left palm comes on the outside of your right thigh. Extend your right hand alongside your ears. Come back into a T. Pivot and plant your back foot. Open up warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Back into a T. Pivot into your reverse twisted crescent lunge. Back into a T. Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. 3 more. Do this at the pace of your breath. You are pivoting only on your back foot. Your front leg is still, but be mindful, try to sink your hips down so you are keeping your front thigh parallel to the mat. You should feel that heat building up in your left glute. Last one. Come back, high crescent lunge. Back knee comes down onto the mat. Frame your front foot. Shift your hips back, extend your left leg. Flex your left foot, fold into half splits. Shift forward, plant your back foot, fold forward into pyramid. Back into half splits. Shift forward into pyramid. 3 more. If you can, bring your glutes to rest on your back heel in that half splits. Feel free to do that. You should feel that heat building up in your left hamstrings. Last one. Come back into high crescent lunge. Open up warrior 2. Adjust your stance. Take the variation for your side angle that works for you. Bring your left palm on the outside or on the inside of your left foot. Extend your right hand alongside your ears. Add an extra challenge. Bring your palms together. Push through the ball mount of your left foot. Come into a triangle. Reverse your triangle. Warrior 2. Side angle. Transition triangle. And reverse your triangle. Warrior 2. Side angle. Extend into a triangle, reverse. Warrior 2, come into a side angle, take the variation that you like, extend, reverse your triangle. Last one, Warrior 2, side angle, triangle and reverse. Back to Warrior 2, face the front of the mat, high crescent lunge, frame your front foot, step back into high plank, bring the forearms down, hold your forearm plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your hips down onto the mat, come into a swings. Keep your legs active. Bring the palms to the corners of the mat, extend your elbow, hold, come back down, bring the chest all the way down, arms come out into a T, thumbs face the sky. The tops of the feet are pressing down on the mat, engage your legs. Next exhale, lift your hands, lift your chest off the mat. 5, 4, keep your gaze down towards the mat. Grow tall through the back of your neck. Reach through the crown of your head. Release. Optional to take a back bend or go back into your swings and hold. If you're taking a back bend, hold your back bend for 5 breaths. Release. Tuck your toes. Palms come next to your chest. Push up into a plank and all the way back, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg, 3-legged dog. Bring your right knee into your chest. Step up into high crescent lunge. Open up towards the longest side of the mat. We're coming to a goddess. Sit your hips down, open your knees out and hold your goddess, engage your core, tuck your tailbone. You can either stay here, open your arms out in a T and take side bends, bringing your right hand on the outside of your right leg, come back into a T, left hand on the outside of the left leg, come back into a T. 2 more on each side. Come back into goddess. Extend your legs. Bring your feet parallel to each other. Shift your hips towards your left heel, side lunge. Bounce and come to your right heel, side lunge on your right side. And as you shift back towards the side lunge onto your left side, pull your right knee into your chest, 1-legged Tadasana. Grab hold of your right big toe with your 2-piece fingers and kick into your palm, extend your leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and open your leg to the outside of your right hip and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to 1-legged Tadasana. Step out into your wide-legged stance. This time start on your right side, side lunge, left side, side lunge, and as you move to your right side, pull your left knee into your chest, 1-legged Tadasana onto the other side. Grab hold of your 2 big toe, Extend your left leg. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your left leg to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Step out. We'll do one more set of that. Side lunge to your left, side lunge to your right. Come into one-legged Tadasana. Pull your right knee into your chest and one-legged hold. Optional to keep your leg bent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your right leg on the outside of your right hip. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to one-legged Tadasana. Step out. Side lunge right side. Side lunge left side. Left knee into chest. And extend your left leg out. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open up to the side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back, wide-legged stance. This time sit all the way into Skandasana onto your left side. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Bring your hips down onto the mat. Left foot comes on the inside of your right inner thigh. Work your right elbow on the inside of your right knee and fold towards your extended right leg. Extend your left hand alongside your ears. Keep your sit bones down on the mat. Keep working your top shoulder up towards the sky. Release and go back into your Skandasana. I don't have a graceful way of doing that, but if you do, please use that. Plant your right foot and shift into Skandasana onto the other side. Sit your hips down. Right foot comes on the inside of your left leg. Point your left foot up towards the sky. Left elbow on the inside of your knee. Extend your right hand alongside your ears and take a side bend. Bring both your sit bones down onto the mat. Release your side bend. Come back into Skandasana for one breath. Plant your palms to the front of the mat. Square your chest. Step back into your full plank. Flow through Chaturanga. Upward dog. Come all the way back. Downward facing dog. Bend your legs. Look to the front of the mat. Either hop, walk or jump. Bring your feet to your palms. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Come all the way back up. Tadasana. Bring your palms to the chest. Shift your weight on your left foot. Float your right leg back. Point your right foot. Hinge from your hips. Warrior 3. Bring the palms down onto the mat. Directly underneath your shoulders. Bend both your knees and scoop your right knee from underneath. Extend your right leg. Come into a pistol squat. Plant your left foot. Hips come down onto the mat. Extend your right leg. You can grab anywhere on your shin. Keep your right leg pointed and open your chest up towards the sky. Rest your right ankle over your left thigh. Make sure that both your sit bones are down on the mat. Bring your right elbow on your right foot and take a twist. Bring both your palms behind you, fingers facing towards your hips. Lift up into a figure 4 tabletop. Bring your right foot down. Work both your feet towards your hips, walk forward into a toe balance, hold for a breath. Shift your weight onto your right toes, plant your left foot directly underneath your left knee and lift your hips up, come back into the warrior 3. Bring your left palm 6 inches in front of your left foot, or you can use your block. Stack your hips, open up into half moon. Come back into your warrior 3 and plant both your feet next to each other, Tadasana. Move your block. Shift your weight onto your right foot, float into warrior 3. Plant your palms directly underneath your shoulders, bend both knees, transition into pistol squat, shifting onto the ball mount of your right foot. Bring your hips down, lift your left leg, grab hold anywhere on your shin, open your chest up towards the sky. Rest your left shin on your right thigh, take a twist, bringing your left elbow on your left foot. Bring both palms behind you, fingers facing your hip and lift up into a figure 4 tabletop. Bring your left toes closer to your glutes, shift your right toes closer to your glutes, shift forward into a toe balance. Bring your right foot directly underneath your right knee, lift your hips up, float your left foot, coming into a warrior 3. Bring your right palm directly underneath your shoulders, open up half moon. Square your chest back down onto the mat, come into a standing, and we will do that sequence one more time. Stand on your left foot, float your right leg, warrior 3. Palms come to mat, shift your weight onto your left ball mount and extend your right leg, pistol squat. Bring your hips down, lift your right leg, grab hold anywhere on the shin and open your chest up towards the sky. Rest your right ankle on your left thigh and take a swan twist. Both palms come behind you, fingertips facing the front of the mat. Lift up into a tabletop. Bring both feet closer to your glutes. Shift forward, toe balance. Plant your left foot directly underneath your knee and lift up, float your right leg, warrior 3. Bring your block in 6 inches in front of you, stack your hips, open up into half moon. Flex your floating foot, square your chest to the front of the mat, come into warrior 3, come back standing. Shift your weight onto your right foot, hinge from your hips, warrior 3. Palms come to the mat, bend both knees, shift forward into a pistol squat. I should have moved my block. Sit your hips down, extend your left leg, grab anywhere on the shin, open your chest up towards the sky. Rest your left ankle on your right thigh, both your sit bones are down on the mat, take a twist. Palms come behind your back, fingertips facing the front of the mat, lift your hips off tabletop. Bring both your feet closer to your glutes, shift forward into a toe balance. Plant your left foot directly underneath your left knee. Lift your hips up, float your left leg, warrior 3. Open up, half moon. Come all the way back to standing. Bend your right leg, grab hold of your right foot from the inside with your right hand. Extend your left hand alongside your ears. Either stay here and take a quad stretch, or keep opening your chest, or start kicking your right foot into your right hand, hinge from your hips and come into a dancer's. Release. Oof. More gracefully than I did. Come back, Tadasana. Let's do dancers on the other side. Or you can stay in a quad stretch. Release. That was better. Come into seated. Whew. Bring the soles of your feet together and come into a butt. Bring the soles of your feet together. Work your heels towards your inner thigh, or you can have your feet away from you. Fold. Come back up. Extend both your legs. Flex your feet. You can use a block for this. Bring the block in front of your feet and bring both your sit bones down on the mat. Arms come alongside your ears. Hinge from your hips and fold forward. You can fold on the outside of your blocks. This will help. I feel this more helpful in this forward fold, but this is completely optional. Work your shoulders away from your ears. Grow tall through the crown of your head. Release your forward fold. Move the block if you were using one. Come all the way down onto the mat. Open your arms out in a T. Engage your core, tuck your tailbone. Bring your knees to stack over your hips. Your ankles are in line with your knees. Bring your knees to stay together. Drop your knees onto your outside of your left hip. Keep the shoulder blades down on the mat. Open your chest up towards the sky. Come back to center. Drop your knees on the other side. Come back to center. One more time. Take a twist. Back to center. Twist on to the other side. Back to center. Plant your foot down on the mat. Hip width apart. Make sure that your heels are directly underneath your knees and the weight is in your heels. Tuck your tailbone, engage your core, scoop your hip up, come into a bridge. Either stay here or you can go into a back bend. Bring your palms next to your ears. Next exhale, squeeze your glutes and push up. Come into a back bend and hold your back bend for 10 counts. Keep extending your hands. Push the mat away from you. Squeeze your glutes. Open your hips up towards the sky for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll from side to side. Bring your palms to support your lower back and stack your hips directly over your shoulders. Keep your feet pointed. the weight is on your forearms. It should not be on your neck. Bring your knees towards your forehead. Extend your legs. Toes come onto the ground or on the mat behind your head. Push through the heels and keep working to bring your knees away from your face and to stack your hips over your shoulders. Roll your back down onto the mat. For an extra challenge, keep your feet together, legs extended, and slowly controlled release and slowly extend your feet back down onto the mat. We'll end our practice in Shavasana. Take deep breaths into your belly. Close your eyes. Release all the tightness in your face. Feel the breeze on your face. You did amazing. That was not an easy practice, so be proud of yourself. That was really, really challenging. If you enjoyed that practice with me, hit the like button. Please do subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you with another practice soon. Bye.